Overcome money blocks, the Success Thermostat Method for coaches and consultants. What if I told you that right now, at this very moment, your brain has a specific dollar amount it believes you're allowed to earn? I'm Dr. Shannon Irvin, and after working with thousands of coaches and consultants, I've discovered something fascinating. Your brain has what you call a success thermostat, a hidden setting that determines your income ceiling. And here's the wild part: you didn't consciously choose this. It was programmed into you through years of experiences, observations, and subtle messages about what success looks like for someone like you. And this invisible thermostat is why you can implement the exact same strategy as another coach, but get completely different results. Today, I'm going to show you how to identify your current success thermostat setting and why it's probably lower than you think, the 3 neurological triggers that activate your brain's regression response, and my 4-step process to reset your success thermostat without triggering your brain's alarm systems. Have you ever had a great month in your business only to unconsciously sabotage the next one? Or have you watched other coaches implement the exact same strategies as you, but get dramatically better results? Or if growth in your business feels like pushing a boulder uphill, your success thermostat is the hidden factor holding you back. Let me explain how this all works. When you set your home's thermostat at 72 degrees, what happens if the temperature rises to 75? The cooling system kicks in and automatically brings it back down. What happens if it drops to 68? Then the heating system activates to bring it back up. The thermostat's job is to maintain equilibrium, keeping things exactly where they're set. Your brain works the same way at achieving success. If you've subconsciously set your success thermostat at 8K months, your brain has an entire system of responses designed to keep you at that level. If you drop below it, you feel motivated, creative, and driven to get you back to your set point. But if you exceed it, your brain's regression response kicks in to bring you back down. I experienced this firsthand in my business. For years, my success thermostat was set at $15,000 months. Every time I exceeded that, hitting 20 or 25K, something interesting would happen. I'd suddenly change my winning marketing strategy. I'd start doubting my offer that was clearly working, and I'd pick fights with my team right before launches. I'd even get physically sick during my enrollment periods. This wasn't random bad luck. It was my brain working perfectly to maintain my set point. What makes this so tricky is that it operates below your conscious awareness. You're not deliberately sabotaging yourself. Your brain is simply maintaining equilibrium. So, what actually happens in your brain when you exceed your success thermostat setting? 3 specific neurological triggers activate. The amygdala threat response: when you step outside of your brain's comfort zone, your amygdala, the threat detection center of your brain, fires up. It literally can't distinguish between a threat of a predator and a threat of unfamiliar success. This triggers the release of cortisol and adrenaline, which impair the prefrontal cortex, the decision making part of your brain. And suddenly you're making poor decisions without understanding why. The identity incongruence: your brain craves consistency between your actions and your self concept. When you start earning more than your subconscious believes someone like you should earn, it creates what neuroscientists call cognitive dissonance. Your brain will always resolve this dissonance by bringing your actions back in line with your identity, not the other way around. And finally, the predictability protection. Your brain consumes about 20% of your body's energy, and it's constantly looking for ways to conserve that energy. The most efficient way to do this is through prediction. When your success becomes unpredictable, even in a positive direction, your brain works to restore predictability, even if that means returning to a lower income level. The fascinating part is that these same mechanisms that can hold you back are a key to breaking through if you know how to work with them instead of against them. Before I show you how to reset your success thermostat, let's figure out where yours is currently set. Your thermostat setting isn't your goal or your potential. It's the level in your brain. It's the level your brain subconsciously believes is appropriate for you. Here's how to find it. Look at your income over the past 12 months. What's the amount you consistently return to even after periods of growth? And notice your emotional response to the two different income levels. What number feels normal to you? What number feels lucky or unusual? What number feels impossible or makes you laugh when you think about it? Now we're going to identify your regression patterns. When you exceed your usual income, what specific behaviors emerge? Do you start procrastinating on important tasks? Do you suddenly need to revamp working systems? Do health issues conveniently appear? Do you pick fights with your spouse or with your team? These patterns are incredibly consistent and personal. Understanding your specific regression patterns is the first step to interrupting them. One of my clients, Allison, she would continue to plan after getting sales and not offer more of her coaching. This would set her back weeks, effectively bringing her income back to her set point. This is exactly what I was doing when my business was at $199,000. I could not get over that $200,000 ceiling. My dad used to drive us around neighborhoods saying out loud, the people that live in these houses that make over 200,000 use people, and it's on the backs of good people that they make their money. Well, no wonder this thermostat for me was set under 200,000. I wanted to be a good person. I wanted to help people, and getting over 200K to my brain meant I became them. Your regression pattern is unique to you, but once you identify it, you'll be shocked at how predictable it has been. All right, we're going to dive into the 4-step recess process. Let me talk to you about how to reset your success thermostat without triggering your brain's alarm system. Unlike most mindset advice that tells you to think bigger, this approach works with your brain's natural mechanisms, not against them. All right, step number 1, incremental steps. Instead of trying to double or triple your income, which guarantees regression increase your thermostat by 15 or 20% at a time, if you're consistently at 10K months, aim for 12, not 30K. Once 12K becomes your new normal, move on to 15K and so on. Each set point needs to be notable enough to matter, but small enough not to trigger that threat response, and be sustainable for at least 67 days. Remember, your brain craves predictability. Small, consistent increase creates new normal that your brain can adapt to. All right, step number 2, identity reconstruction. You must deliberately reconstruct your identity to match your new income level. This isn't about affirmations. It's about concrete evidence building. Document every client result to reinforce your value. Create a future brain prime as if you're already at your next level. Intentionally connect with peers operating at your target level. Redesign your environment to match your next income level. For example, one of my clients realized that she kept returning to 3K months when she was trying to get to 10K. So one of the things that we talked about is creating the environment. Exactly what does the office look like? Who is she hanging around with when she's at 10,000? We reverse engineered that and really gave her brain that saturation of what it feels like to be at 10K. It felt normal to her. Simply upgrading her environment sent her a powerful signal to her brain that this is who I am now. All right, step number 3, regression response planning. Instead of being blindsided by your regression patterns, plan for them in advance. Identify specific behaviors that emerge when you exceed your set point. Create a regression response plan with specific interventions. Enlist accountability partners who understand the concept. Set up environmental triggers that interrupt your pattern. For instance, David, who would rebuild working funnels, created a funnel freeze rule with his team. No changes to working systems for 90 days after exceeding his income goal. This simple rule interrupted his primary regression pattern. All right, now I'm going to dive into talking about STEPDAR. STEPDAR is how your brain creates a result. Situations are neutral. Thoughts and emotions combine to become a belief inside the subconscious with 67 repetitions or more. This is that reduction of energy that we were talking about earlier. And here's the key thing to know. 90% of your decisions, your actions, and therefore your results do not come from your thinking brain, but from your not your prefrontal cortex, but from your subconscious part of your mind. This is the neurocoach model of STEPDAR in actions. Once you shift that belief in your subconscious, your results become inevitable. The key here is to recognize that growth feels uncomfortable, not because something is wrong, but because your brain is doing exactly what it's designed to do. Once you understand this, you can work with these mechanisms rather than against them. Here's what this looks like in practice. Let's say your success thermostat is currently set at 8K months, and you want to increase it to 20K months. Instead of jumping straight to 20K, which virtually guarantees that regression, you would set your first new thermostat point at 10K. Maintain it for 90 days. During those 90 days, document all evidence that 10K months are normal for you. Identify specific regression patterns, create intervention plans. Once 10K feels like your new normal, then reset it to 12K. Once 12K feels normal, then 15K, then 20K. What's fascinating is that once your success thermostat is reset, maintaining the new level requires far less effort than fighting your old set point ever did. The success thermostat is just one piece of the neurological puzzle that has been holding you back. Understanding it explains why you've hit the same ceiling over and over again, despite trying different strategies. And here's the thing, understanding your success thermostat is just the first step. To truly break through, you need a complete system for wiring your brain and eliminating the limiting beliefs that establish the thermostat setting point in the first place. That is exactly what I do, and I cover in my next video, Rewire Your Brain to Overcome Limiting Beliefs in just 67 days. In this training, I will show you the step-by-step process to permanently eliminating these subconscious blocks and reprogram your brain for true success that you deserve. Click the link in this description and watch the next video. It's the perfect complement to what you've learned today and will give you a complete blueprint for your neurological transformation. Remember, your success just isn't about what you do. It's about who you are programmed to be. Change the programming, everything else follows. I'll see you in the next video.